Check. Check. Starting off the first run, just more of a warm-up really than anything. Gonna get into the vibe of what we're gonna be doing here. Just gonna hack and slash for a while on a fighter character. I thought that said camo amulet for a second, which would be pretty funny. Ooh, lizard's biting hard. Love that it renders the auto explore on this version. It's just really kind of neat. Can't explore some places. Where can't we explore? It's just because there's literally like traps that it doesn't want to stand on. There's nowhere we can't see. Oh, it's this spot right over here. Behind this tree. Well, that's okay. Take a staircase down. Actually, first, search the floor. Nothing we want. We got scale mail already. It's fun. hungry. It's alright. We can kill this kobold. Once we're hungry enough, we'll eat something. 4. Very hungry. Eat that bat. That never hurt anybody. Ouch. We want to wail on the worm. Okay, done with this floor. Let's search it. Nothing we want. How many? 2 rings. I'm going to go ahead and put on the rings. It's a little early for it, being that we aren't in the realm of reading scrolls yet. Ended up with some nice things. I'm going to go ahead and kind of yellow and wear the amulet of reflection. That's actually a really good amulet. Jackals first. Get those, and then walk until something happens. Let's go ahead and put them right on. +2, yeah, this is a good run for loot. Goofing up a little bit here. Oh my gosh, we're not dead. Wow! Survived with 3 HP. Probably less because I actually took a step first before I looked, but warm-up is for. Gotta make sure we use up all our good luck first before we get a real run going. Near starving. We haven't killed anything in a while. We are starving. We have to eat a ration. Okay, so we're just left with the ghost. What kind of a ghost is this? V? No, it's my ghost. How funny. Is it? I'm stuck on Dwarf Fortress X. That's really funny. Yarvik's ghost. So it's X and then V. Let me kill my own ghost. Let's go for it. He's not gonna. I'm pushing 3 to go over there, but it doesn't seem to be doing what I want it to do. Again, survived with barely any hit points. Kind of meta to kill my own ghost on a stream. Control, find nothing here we really want. We don't want that downstairs. We'll go to this one. We have a different amulet, but we're not going to put it on yet. Sound of rushing water. Okay, so that's going to lead us to read scrolls. We're going to go with H4. Oh, teleportation. Okay, well. Remove curse. I'm just gonna keep going because I don't expect this run to last forever. Here's the sound of one hand clapping. And a scroll of identify. We'll use it on the amulet. It's the amulet of the Gourmand. Unfortunately, we did not get magic mapping, which would have helped us to discover the source of the sound of the rushing water. There's a strange disturbance nearby. Okay, here we go. My number pad works. Am I confused? Might have been confused there for a second. guy hits hard. I am not resting in between because I'm looking for the sound of the rushing water, which might actually be here. This might be the sewers. There we go. Oops. Okay, we're gonna go down here, fight these rats, and then rest. I was glad we made it in here before it closed. It'd be a bummer to miss out. A bunch of food. This is not a very exciting sewers. Then again, the sewers is not usually crazy. So if we could fly, we could probably get over there and see that. Do we have any scrolls of flight? We might. No, enchant armor. Ooh, we don't want that this early. So we're just gonna leave here. Hey! So I was saying Pitaden the other day, but is it Pitaden? I don't know. I read it while I was setting up some Twitch stuff the other day, and I was like, it might be Pita. Like the bread. Glad to see you. Thanks for coming. I started this run more as like a warm-up than anything, and had 2 fights already that ended with me with like... You don't even know. That ended with me with like barely any hit points. So the warm-up run is using up all my good luck, which seems like the natural thing to do. Surrounded by a repulsion field. So I have repulsion and reflection. That's kind of crazy. I'm guessing that I don't want to actually stack those. Because repulsion will make reflection weaker, won't it? I guess it depends on which ticks first. So I set up some fun little like in-chat things. If you hit exclamation point mugs, because that's what I made the... There we go. Oh wow, 2 hit points if we survive this. It's crazy. No, we're dead. That's fine. Like I said, this was more of a warm-up run than anything. Anyway, if you hit exclamation point mugs, it'll show you how much of the like currency you have. Then you can spend it on silly sound effects that I installed. If you do exclamation point shop, it'll tell you the different things you can do. Then you type exclamation point redeem, space, and then all caps for various things. Yeah, so you can see you have 47 mugs. Is it shop? Hang on. Commands. Store, sorry. Exclamation point store. But I was just trying to set up like goofy stuff for people. 47 mugs, you can do anything besides am I wrong. But yeah, if you type exclamation point redeem, space, and then any of those commands, wow, my man. Skull boo. I'm trying to do things to make it fun. There it is! I need to turn that up, though. So let me see. I'm going to tab out of this. The screen might go black for a little while. Let's add... And... Now, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to turn my music down. And bring that up. Okay, I'm going to give you back 5 mugs real quick, and you can try that again. Let me say it again. Let's hear it again. The music is very quiet now, though. I didn't hear anything. Oh. Wow. Oh my gosh. What a wow. Okay, that was great. The audio on my side for that was incredible. Sorry, I wonder if the cooldown is something I can change. Anyway, yeah, I was just goofing around with fun stuff. If you have a suggestion for a sound effect, let me know. I opened it up to my friends to suggest and got the My Man. I can't wait till somebody redeems a Am I Wrong, because it's going to be a thing. Alright, so another one that I'd like to try is a Octopode transmuter. I think it's a lot of fun. Except I need to set up a macro for that, and I don't remember how to macro. Let me see real quick. Gameplay action. It's like an R or something, isn't it? I'm not looking at this very efficiently. Oh well, I'll just have to manually cast spells. Ouch! Yeah! Oh, let me make sure I turn stealth on. We don't need to focus it, though. If music seems kind of loud, let me know. I'm just playing a little bit of background music, because otherwise we're not going to really hear anything. Stabbed a bat. No, where is he? It's like around this corner. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there's a lizard. I fell down a shaft. Okay. I think we're alright, as long as we can stay relatively stealthy. We are not alright. That was a pretty easy death. Got a suggestion for a race / class? I'm not amazing at spellcasters. I tend to play hack and slash wacky. How long was the cooldown, by the way? I'm curious. Because that would be good to know.
My man!
My man! He's just so good. I can't wait to be so distracted. Sorry, real quick, I'm seeing if I can, like, see the cooldown. Oh, the usual cooldown is like 60 seconds. Let's bring that down to 30. Because I want it, like... I want people to kind of spam stuff if they want to. I had a lot of fun just, like, thinking about all this goofy... Alright, so the My Man and the WoW, the cheap stuff, are only on a 30-second cooldown. About that long, apparently. Yeah, it's a 1-minute cooldown for the longer, or for the bigger, the more expensive things. My Man and the WoW are only a 30-second cooldown. That is up to me to change. We're gonna go with the classic Hill Orc, Fighter, gotta go War Axe. Right at the door. Got that. Ring. Ooh, is that chainmail? I will take some early chainmail. Get this first. Wasn't cursed. I actually want to make sure I put some target things here. I'm going to turn off all of these until my axis gets up, just in case we make it that far. I'm still not going to be playing very careful. So the way the points work is the longer you're watching, the more points you get. If you follow or host or subscribe or whatever, you get extra points. There's a helmet. But I believe it's 5. 5 points for... minute? Oh no, 1 point every 5 minutes. But 5 if you are in like chat, if you're actually chatting. Or at least that's the way I understand it working. I can also just throw out points if I want to give points to people. We didn't pick up the helmet, did we? Get the helmet. Wear the helmet. That's a tight helmet. I always think it's hilarious when you get a very like bad mismatch on your gear. Like right now our shield's bright yellow, but that kind of fits for a shield, having a like brightly colored one. I think the next race after this run I'll probably be a Minotaur, because my son wanted me to be a Minotaur, and then I can tell him that I did. Okay, so that's as much as we can see. Control F. There's an anti-magic dagger, which is kind of a maybe. But I think not. No, I don't want those. I want this one. Go down. Hey. We're just gonna throw every stat into strength that we can. Quokka. Those things are so cute. It's such a sad thing that you fight them in this game. They're cute in real life, I should say. More chainmail. Terrence on D2. Alright then. No problem. Yes please, chainmail of positive energy. Really, the positive energy isn't going to help us very much right now, but the +1 will. Okay, done here. Nothing really looks crazy that we want. Oops, I always forget that I can't instantly go down the stairs. We got poisoned. I forgot I wasn't the gargoyle anymore. And there's a cool fountain. He threw rocks at us. I've been excited about this stream all day. I've been excited about this stream all weekend, I think. Like I ended Dwarf Fortress on Friday and started getting excited about this stream. Which is why I started early. Level 5. Morningstar, another anti-magic weapon, which is kind of interesting. It is a flail, which, if we are looking for an anti-magic weapon, the flail will definitely trump the dagger we saw earlier. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, that was a quick floor. Nothing crazy again. I don't think we want to go for Nemelex. I've tried Nemelex. Oops, not that one. Tried Nemelex once, but not in a very serious sense. Oop, I do want those boots back there. I don't think we want Uskayao. We are going to wear the these random boots. A heavily jeweled robe. Artifact robe. That, I mean, it might be worth checking out. Please don't be cursed. Please don't be cursed. Our poison and strength. That's pretty good. Let's see what the stats are compared to our thing, just in case. We have 12 AC, 5 EB for 17. It only takes us down to 15, and honestly, the plus strength I like a lot. We're gonna run around in robes for a minute. Our poison is going to be helpful early on too. It does make our guy look real silly though. If we were trying to be stealthy, it would help that a lot. Worms. Ooh, Edmund. I think we can just take him. Flail of Holy Wrath and Scale Mail, no. I really like axes because of the swing hit. Like, you can hit people around your target, or around your whole self, really. It's as if when your character swings an axe, they just make a 360-degree circle with the blade. Whoever you're focusing on, you will do more damage to than anybody else, but you still have a chance to hit everyone around. Which I think is just hilarious. Deathmenos, no. So I'm really looking for like Okawaru or Makleb, I think. Holy Wrath. Nothing else. Did we pick up anything exciting? We have a couple of rings. Let's YOLO and put them on. Oops. Hey, Ring of Intelligence. That's not useful. Now the amulet's actually kind of risky to put on. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Amulet of Regeneration's a good one though. There are some amulets that can be a bummer to put on and then have to take off. Stuff that drains you, or... Oh, there we go. So we can get our desired god here. I'm just going to hit O. It's going to... Oops. Oh, it's going to stop every time we see one. I thought it would actually just go. Yeah. So Quazzle actually is another good option, but I'm kind of saving Quazzle for the Control F, the run that we're gonna do with a gargoyle. We're looking at Makleb or Okawaru. Makleb is like a kind of a demon god, and Okawaru is just like generally a god of fighting and stuff, gear. On an orc fighter, I really like Okawaru because he'll just end up giving us free weapons and armor and stuff. What do you think, PETA? I'm going with PETA from now on just because. The main benefit, we're a fighter, orc fighter. The main benefit of Makleb is he will regenerate us after fights and stuff, but Okawaru will just give us things, which is very handy sometimes. I need a slightly higher table for my keyboard. This is honestly just like a hack and slash character. We're not going to do almost any spell casting. Alright, Makleb it is. So the, like, there we go. benefit we're looking for later on... Oh, I didn't realize you could just like sit there and pray. Is summoning like lesser servants and greater servants. The gaining health from a kill is going to be great for a while. It is a little less impactful later, but that, I do believe that does increase. Yeah, the summoning is what we're really going to look forward to. I'm actually going to now turn on invocations with a goal of like, I don't know, 8. We're going to get it up to 8 for just a starter. That went, right? No. 8. There we go. We have a +3, so it's probably going to go pretty quick. But I will focus Axis, because I really want to get Axis all the way up. Okay. So that's all we need from here. Go back out. And continue to explore. We don't have anything special really going on for us yet. Oh, Eustachio, you're gonna be annoying. Let's dance around his summons. Even with the poison... Oh, he healed himself. Even with the poison resist, we are... Still poisoned. Okay, his summon shouldn't follow us up. Yeah, I'll just come up here and rest. And I am going to go back down the same stairs, even though he's like right here. I want to get rid of him. Dang it. We can cheese the stairs again. He's going to keep like dancing around. There he is right there. Stay here. We need like one more hit. Come on. There. 5. Okay. Rapier of Venom, that's why we were getting poisoned. Yeah, the summons can be really good. Sigmund was right around the corner. Oh my gosh, I'm glad he didn't wake up. Wow, I think we one-hit him. Robe of Resistance, no, we don't care about his Scythe. It would have been really rough if Sigmund had woken up during us fighting Eustachio. But he would have followed us up the stairs and then we could have 1v1'd him. That's a neat floor. Snake did not want to die. Cloak. Every good hero needs a cloak. Yeah. I think it gives us like +1 AC. It's a white, which is kind of neat. That's going to look cool when we put armor back on. Kind of risky to stand on the stairs. Here, this is better. Only one enemy can come at us at a time. Can we rest? Well, okay, we can't rest because of the cockroach now. Pick up that spellbook even though we're not going to use it. There we go. We'll go up here. Just clear this out. Excuse me. Zin. Sifmoon. A lot of altars on this floor, including the temple. Or once you include the temple, okay. Control F. Yeah, nothing really crazy that we want. Go down. I might make the listen thing cheaper because I actually intended for it to be like, hey, look at chat if I haven't looked at chat in a while. So there's a ghost here. I actually had a run a second ago where I ran into my own ghost, which is really funny. A trident's not bad, especially once we get summons later. Being able to stand behind the summons and poke at people. We might grab that trident before we leave the floor. Hey, baby. We're on dungeon 6. It might be about time to put the robe back on, because the AC might actually help us. It was a little bit risky just going in on that ogre with the robe on too. probably about it for the floor. Starving. Just kind of wasting food by walking around. Auto explore, I should do it manually to save on food and stuff. Okay, let's X and V this guy. He can shock. I'm not too worried about that as long as we're not standing right in front of a doorway or a wall. I'm gonna keep the robe on. I'm gonna just go ahead and run in and fight this guy. I made poor choices. Wow, 2 health, but we're like severely poisoned. Alright, now I think I'm gonna go for like the run that I was hoping would actually go well. I'm still gonna start with an axe, even though flail has a better aptitude, because I cannot like go without the hit everyone around you thing. If we find a really nice flail early on, we'll change and try and do more smart fighting. Ah, that was a good hit right off the bat. Do more smart fighting in like hallways and stuff, but the ability to like whack 3 dudes around us has always been my favorite thing about axes in this game. Or even more than 3, just a ton of beating dudes up. So ghosts are actually usually pretty challenging in the game, and going in on a fight with a ghost like that was not a good idea. I should have waited till way later. I thought that statue was an actual like creature, and it really freaked me out. Being that we are a gargoyle now, we are like literally immune to poison. It's the only thing in the game that is full-on immune to poison. Everything else can be like resistant, but even with all the resistance in the world, you can still get a roll through that does poison an enemy. It's just typically it doesn't last as long and it doesn't do as much damage overall. Okay. See, that was like the smart way to fight that group, is just to stay in that hallway, even to have stepped back one so that it would force them to be in a 1v1 hallway, or like a 1x hallway, 1 width hallway. Ouch! Worms can bite hard. Jeez. A little risky to keep fighting even when we got that low, but really early in the run, and a restart would not. Not lower my morale too much. We got shafted 2 floors, which is very dangerous this early in the game. We're gonna be taking the first staircase up from here. I'm still gonna go ahead and do these fights. Oh, plate armor though. Probably fairly encumbered by it, but I'm kind of okay with it. We're just... Oh, that's awesome. We'll get all the enchanted maces here. I bet Yusuf, Crazy Yusuf, is around the corner. Is that the one? Maybe I'm... Yeah, Crazy... Yuf. I was thinking Yusuf. Yusuf, I think, is a different actual character. Yuf always drops a cloak, and he's always got a ton of maces right outside his place. He also always has a like quarterstaff, and sometimes it's pretty gnarly. Oh, we're gonna kind of beeline these stairs just to get back up to where we were, and now we're really gonna go because there's an orc priest. All right. Should we start YOLO equipping these maces, or do you think we should actually like wait to identify them? Sorry, I'm checking my phone real quick. Do a couple of them. Mace of Holy Wrath. Ooh, +2 Mace of Protection is actually pretty good. There's +1, which is obviously just not as good. And a Cursed Mace. Of course, the last one we try is Cursed. What do you think? Okay, Identify. Of course. Oh, well, the Ring of Attention is good that we avoided. I usually don't worry too much about rings. Fearsome Visage. Is that a Scroll of Fear? Yeah. Room of Curse, hey! So we can ditch. Actually, I'm going to drop T, S, and Q. And I'm going to set the goal for R, and actually we'll equip R. I, W, how do we... Oh yeah, adjust B. There. Now we can hit the apostrophe button to switch between them. I'm going to roll around with the axe just generally, and then when we know we're in a... actually, you know what? We'll walk around with the mace in hand. And we'll just try and equip the axe if we know we're in a fight with like a bunch of dudes. That's probably the smarter move. Walk around with the enchanted weapon, switching if we need to. It's also good because now if we get later in the game we don't have to worry about not chopping off Hydra's heads. Okay, there we go. We're done with this floor, finally. Control F period to look at everything on the floor. Nothing that we really are excited about. We'll take this stairs down, which we haven't seen yet. It's a room full of stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and we'll switch to the axe, and we'll stand here and fight until it gets hairy. It's not too bad. Nothing crazy coming our way. That wasn't the worst. I'll switch back to the mace, and I'll actually step off the stairs now. Near starving, we'll eat something on the ground, or off the ground. There's an amulet. Do we have another scroll of Identify? We do. Ouch. Die already. There we go. What kind of priest wears scale mail? 2 amulets. Oh, wow, there's another plate armor. And we technically found the other one on the next floor down, didn't we? It kind of makes me nervous, but honestly it shouldn't, because it's just like randomized. I forgot to drop the cursed ring that we don't want. Here. Oh, we don't want to pass through the lava. That was a quick exploration of this floor. I guess we have been here already before. Nothing nuts here. Cloak yet, but it would not be a good idea to walk into those flames. We also don't need the spell book. Let's go fight Youth. I think it's funny that Quarterstaff of Chaos. A Cloak of Poison Resist we do want. Oops, no we don't. But we'll take it for the +2, we don't need the Poison Resist. I think it's funny though that the mace in the room with him isn't like guaranteed to be enchanted. I think it can be, but it cracks me up that it isn't like a sure thing. We don't care about a rapier or a spear. Ironically, the cloak doesn't like show up very much because of our wings, which will start working at some point as we level up. There we go. Probably should have switched to the axe there just to do more damage to the ant while we were fighting the... this is getting a little tight. Ah, darn it. I just like danced around that wolf. Is it a wolf or a hound? I think it was a hound. We're at 10, 9, there we go. Not too bad. Starving, I'm gonna just get over here, we'll chop and eat. Yes. I'm gonna rest, actually heal here, because we've been getting in fights too, like back to back and not recovering much health. A lot of times on these hack and slash like characters, I don't. Ooh, that's a lot of corrosion. That sucks. Should have moved a little slower there. Should we try the gargoyle again, or should we go for somebody else? I've never done a Felid. It's like a cat person. This is like, I'm glad they changed this screen, because it used to be kind of like very lame images, but now that the pictures are kind of descriptive of what you actually are turning into. We should play an assassin. Let's what's the button? Space to pick first. Let's go assassin. And then that'll give us a good idea of a more narrow list of races to choose from. Halfling seems really kind of thematic for an assassin. I bet an assassin troll would do really well though. Just use the claws instead of the dagger. I don't know if they're inherently stealthy. Let's see their aptitude. Stealth on a... what am I looking for? Troll. Oh, stealth is awful on trolls. +2 for a halfling, of course. +8 for a gnoll. Was gnoll on that list? No. Halfling, Sprigane, Demon Spawn, Vampire, Vine Stalker. And we can be any other race, it's just those are the suggested ones. If I remember right, a Sprigane is really good, yeah, for an assassin. That might be what I go with. Okay, so real quick, let me look. We have darts and the dagger. And so D for the dart. I don't remember. Is it T for throw? No, T is shout. What's the ranged attack button? Is it shift tab? Shift tab will attack without moving, but I think it'll still use my melee. Hand weapons, missiles, fire. So, F. Okay. F to fire. Let's try it, yeah. Cool. We don't really want to do that right off the bat, though. Oh my gosh, we're squishy. Is our stealth on? It is. I'm gonna focus stealth and put the goal for stealth at like 12 before we stop focusing it. And I'm going to turn off fighting and dodging for now. I will set... Okay, throwing and short blades do have objectives. Kill the bat. Let's go get our stuff first. See, we're very stealthy. Not ultimately stealthy. They can't attack us from over there, though. I don't think I want to waste darts, though. I think after a while they will forget where we are, depending on our stealth. They didn't forget that fast. Was that plate armor on D1, because we're a character that doesn't want to wear plate armor. Attack that. He is poisoned. We're getting pretty lucky on getting our stuff back. Stab, yeah. Have you ever played a stealthy character, Pit? Or PETA? Oh, we do not regenerate very fast. So, with a stealthy character, we got shafted again. Okay. With a stealthy character, you can see that this monster is asleep right now. And if we can get to him when he's still asleep, he woke up. You stab. You get like a guaranteed hit, and it does extra damage too. Super. Yeah, here we go. Watch. Guaranteed hit, and it killed him because he's a really low level monster. Later in the game, though, it can just be incredible to get a stab on, like, a very powerful creature. Very helpful. At the same time, I don't think you can get a stab with a throwing weapon, as in the extra damage, but I think you might still get the guaranteed hit. I'm actually going to go for a dexterity thing here, because I think that does improve our health, or I mean our stealth rating. Health and stealth. Ooh. Poison's not good. An embroidered robe we'll take a look at, being that we were trying to be stealthy. Is that an L or a J? L. Oh, cursed. No. We only have one scroll, but we have 4 of it, and it's identify. Amulet of Rage. No thank you. We're wearing a cursed robe for now, which might be enough to rip the run, depending on if we run into something particularly bad. I'm gonna go ahead and read this scroll right away. Enchant weapon. Well, the dagger is already +2, now it's +3. That's kind of scary. And one of them woke up and shouted. Okay, 1 by 1 hallway. We're gonna wait. Just take them one at a time. I'm actually gonna shout, which is not a great idea when you're a small, stealthy kind of character. Nobody really came over though. I should read that scroll in case it's enchant armor. Let's do the cloak. We're probably gonna find a better one later, but oh, Robin. That's why they're not like coming along. This guy will throw dudes behind us, which is a bummer, and he also enraged them. And enrage on a monster is like worse than when the player character is mighted. Let's go down a different staircase. We've already seen all 3. I don't remember where where they were, though. Oh, there's a scarf. Of course, we just enchanted our cloak. Cloud immunity is better, though. Oh, the scarf looks adorable on the character. Alright. I doubt we'll make it out of this alive. Wow. We made it longer than I thought. Oops, I accidentally closed the game. Make sure this loads back in right. Yeah, okay, cool. I was having issues with that earlier, but I think I was just waiting for it to show up on the loading screen and it wasn't gonna. Tengu's like a bird person. Demon Spawn can be interesting because it really limits your choice of deity. Let's go for a summoner. Okay, vampire, Tengu, deep elf, merfolk, hill orc, vine stalker. Let's go for a deep elf. Summon small mammal is our first. What's our? How do you? Is it I? No, shift I. Yeah, shift I is your memorize spell. Summon small mammal, 2% failure. Call imp would be worth memorizing. Too inexperienced to learn. ZA. We got a rat to fight rats. Be interested in finding a poking weapon here, like a spear or a trident. I'll be right back. My son is in the next room, kind of sounds upset. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. He had fallen asleep really early. And I guess he was having some kind of bad dream or something. He just got a little upset. Still trying to remember what the macro key is. I'm going to tab out real quick and Google it because it would really help on the spellcaster. Tilde, or whatever you call that key. Quiver, nope. There. Control capital. Alright, so macro trigger key. I'm gonna do one up here, and it's going to be ZA period. So if I hit one, we summon a mammal. Sweet. Let's get extras, because that's a lot of dudes. I think if our summons kill somebody, we do get like reduced XP, but that's going to be like how it goes for this run. Oof. Get him, boys. Attack this guy. Sweet. TA, attack that guy. Okay. Cool. Summon a couple. There we go. This guy will go ahead and just punch. Bats are pretty squishy. They're just annoying because they move a lot. Wow, they summoned like right on top of him. And so they can be hard to hit, but once you do hit them, they generally go pretty quick. Something special about 4/13 or April 13th? It's Monday the 13th. Slightly less popular than Friday the 13th. So today Jason has to go back to his day job. We have a ring. Seeing quite a few viewers, but not people in chat. Oops, meant to rest there. Wait out that poison. Summon a couple. Oh, we died already. It probably would be smart to pick up a weapon at some point, but I'm kind of waiting until we see something I can poke with. Because whatever we pick up, we're gonna start training. And I don't want to train up. Robin again. Threw a guy behind us. I feel okay actually running away this time because our summons are going to help deal with some of that. Until we run out of magic. Oof. The throwing behind us is really getting there. Alright, so let's wait on this step. Go up here, kill the one dude by himself. Okay, he's dead. We'll wait it out, and then hopefully Robin's alone now. Robin is not very threatening when he's alone. EF. Oh, it's C now. 5. We are not alone. He's not alone either, but golly. No, we gotta start running here. Okay. Hopefully everybody else took off. Okay. I'm gonna summon one and go up here. Ugh, I was hoping to get one by themselves. Oh, we died! No! Yeah, a lot of people like to lurk, and that's okay too. It's just, it's a lot easier when you have people to talk to. We are not gonna save macros. If I'm gonna be like watching somebody's stream, I usually chat with them, mostly because I watch small streamers and I know how it feels to have somebody to talk to. If I'm really feeling like having some fun, I bring my brother and we just chat with each other while the streamer streams. And every once in a while they get a word in. Okay, I had a run idea during that run, but now I don't remember. Oh, I was gonna go with an air elementalist. Naga seems like a lot of fun. I don't think I've ever been a Naga, but you're really slow, right? Yeah, move slowly. I don't think I like that, especially for a caster. Let's go Draconian, because that sounds like a lot of fun. We're gonna macro again. I probably could have saved the macro, but M1. Okay, no, it did save it. So if we won, we shock. Yeah, we only get like a couple of shots of that. So the cool thing about the shock spell is it actually will bounce off of walls. Watch here. If I Z... No, I don't have any mana. Okay, first let's... If I Z... Confirm... And aim at the wall behind him, it'll actually bounce off that wall. And hit him twice, which is super cool. But I don't think it's going to do it with the macro, so I'm going to have to like... manually aim. I can also shoot through like extra dudes. Yeah, this is gonna be cool. I don't remember. Hopefully we end up with like some kind of air resistance, because I think we can bounce it back and hit ourselves. So right here, we'll Z. Yeah, there. Okay, so I'm actually gonna change the macro. Let's M1 redefine just to Z period, and that way I will still be manually targeting, but I can still do it a little faster than hitting Z, enter, or period, and then boom. Level 2. Oops. He's dead. Oh, I didn't wait for my mana. I gotta get used to waiting for my mana. We do have 5 instead of 3 now, though. Oh, no mana, of course. Wait a little longer. It's kind of funny that we didn't start with a robe. You can wear robes, right? I know, because we don't have like a normal body shape. I don't think we can wear anything. I mean, I don't think we can wear everything, I should say. He lost us. But I'm pretty sure... Yeah, see, the plate armor was grayed out. Pretty sure we can wear robes, though. I'm gonna try it. There we go. Try and get him somewhere I can bounce. Ooh, we actually had a failure on the spell there. Tab, there we go. If I step here and shoot, I can... Oh, I can't bounce behind him because I can't get around that thing there. It's a funny little loop. Rest for the magic. Rest for the magic. That was a good kill. Killed the bat in one shot. I'm gonna get intelligence so we can get more mana. Starving. Actually, is there a corpse anywhere? Nothing we can eat? There we go. Please leave a corpse. Please leave. Please hit the guy? Oh no, it's not shooting. Duh. Okay, how about here? If yeah, we can bounce it. There we go. And he left a corpse, so we're not very hungry anymore. We're just plain old hungry. Oh yeah, the cursed -2. I wonder why we knew it was cursed. Natasha. So Natasha, you have to kill 3 times before she actually dies. Oh, that was not smart. We just got a lot of poison. In fact, I think we are lethally poisoned. Do we have a curing? No, we have an agility, which is helpful, but not. And a mana. And resistance. And lignification. So we're a tree. Which will actually help us in this case. I think resistance might have actually cured. Oh, here we go. We can't bounce to hit you, but if we come over here, wait, we can definitely bounce now. Did she dig? Ow. Ow. I'm gonna get out of here for a second. Made it away with 2 HP. Hey, the Ragnoff, good evening! Sorry if I missed you, entering earlier. I was telling Peterden earlier, I set up some fun stuff to mess around with in chat. If you hit !mugs, there's now like an imaginary currency that you earn by watching, and you can use it to !redeem random sound effects that play over the stream and in my headphones, which should be a lot of fun. If you !store, it'll tell you what things you can redeem. Peter then can demonstrate if he wants to. I explained it to him earlier and he tested it out a couple times. Otherwise you can too. !mugs shows you, yeah, and it shows to all, or maybe it doesn't show to all users. It shows to me when you skull. Yeah, it's cool stuff. It's fun. I was looking for it because it, like, as a Viking thing, I wanted Skull, but not Vikings, the football team, just Vikings, Vikings. Because I like Viking stuff. But that was the only, like, skull I could find. It's alright, but somebody someday is going to be like, hey, that's from the Vikings. Starving. B. There isn't cooldown. It's ! first. !mugs. There's like a 1-minute cooldown on a bunch of the stuff. Yeah, and then if you !redeem space, then any of those words, wow, my man, skull, there's a fart sound effect, of course. Listen, and then, if you're feeling brave, am I wrong? Which is gonna be hilarious, and if you do it, my brother's gonna be sad that he missed it. This is a risky fight. Oh, and he's got something that poisons. This is not gonna go well. We're probably gonna die here. And I'm running into areas that we haven't explored. What if we lignify again? No, he's definitely going to kill us before we get a chance. Get quaff. Alright, we're a tree again. Oh, yes. Yeah, absolutely. Turn into a tree and die. It's a good way to die, as a tree. Ragnoff, what do you think? What race should we be? We've just been kind of having quick and dirty runs. I think the longest we went was actually the Hill Orc that I didn't expect to make it very long as. I know later on I can add features to the whole like mugs thing. This is a game called Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. You can play it online at Dungeon Crawl. Actually, I don't know what the website URL actually is because it's like crawl.a. Well, depending on your chosen, what's it called, server. Anyway, if you Google Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, you can play it right now. There's a lot of different races and a lot of different classes. The race probably has more impact than the class does, to be honest. Class is more like just your starting gear. The races have different skill aptitudes, so like how fast you're going to level different things up. One of my favorites is just a Hill Orc fighter. Lately I've been goofing around with a Gargoyle fighter. The fighter is a good starting class because you could just run around and hack and slash and not have to be too careful. I was playing a Air Elementalist when you joined us, in which case I was very squishy and I never did put any armor on, which is a bad choice on my part, but I don't think we ever saw a robe. I also never picked up a weapon, which again is a bad choice. This guy's hiding behind this bush. There we go. If you do play, you can question mark twice in a row to get a whole list of controls and stuff, but I, like 99% of the time, you use O to auto-explore and Tab to auto-attack. It's a lot of fun game. A lot of fun. Free game. I'm playing with the downloaded client right now, but the online client works great. I play online on my laptop all the time. I've been intentionally depriving myself. I really felt like playing over the weekend because I knew I was going to be streaming it, but I wanted to want to play it for the stream. So I've been anticipating this not only all day, but all weekend. Instead, I spent the weekend setting up sound effects for Twitch streaming. I think it was a reasonable use of time, don't you? So we did pick up a cloak. Hopefully it's not cursed. Yeah, it's fine. In the game, you play like an adventurer who has come to this dungeon because there's a powerful orb in the dungeon called the Orb of Zot. I guess there's lore to it, but at some point there was a very powerful wizard named Zot, and he either created or acquired this orb and then left behind this huge dungeon full of monsters, and you're trying to reclaim the Orb of Zot. It's at the bottom of the dungeon, and you start at the top. You gotta go down floor by floor. You don't have to kill everything on the floor, but it's a good idea. Hey! I'll be right back. I'm gonna get out of the fridge. Good to see you, John. So, everybody in chat, or everybody watching, my friend from quite a while ago just jumped into chat. He had recently said on Facebook that he wanted to get online with people and have a beer with them. I said I'd have a beer and asked him if he would watch my stream. In case you're wondering, it's a Shiner Prickly Pear. Shiner's a beer from Texas, and I'm in Texas, so. Oh yeah. So Jayan, or John, we are playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. It's a free game. I was just talking about it. You can play online if you Google Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. You can play right now. I am a gargoyle fighter. I'm going to be looking for the altar of Quazzle. He's a god of storms, and it's a lot of fun to have going, especially if you don't have a character that you want to be stealthy. I'm going to continue here. Playing a fighter class just makes it so you can be hack and slashy and not really have to worry about running away from fights very often. Late in the game, though, you do definitely have to be more careful about every fight, because you can run into some fights that are just with very powerful creatures or powerful beings. Early on, as a fighter, though, you can just blind go into just about every fight. Anything on this floor we really want? Not really. If we wanted to worship Okawaru, there's an altar there, but again, we're definitely going to target Quazzle. That sounds delicious. I actually haven't found like a grapefruit thing that I really enjoyed too much. But I recognize that it's very popular. Kind of like booze choice. We got hungry right in front of the staircase. I don't think we can eat slime. We can eat quokka, though. It didn't leave a body. Can we eat cockroach? No, doesn't look like it. Oh, it wouldn't give us the option anyway, because we're not very hungry, we're just hungry. There we go, we did eat the cockroach. A couple of altars here. Let's see if we see Quazzle. I should go back and explore that hallway. Auto Explorer wasn't interested, but I am. It's pretty fun, especially if you don't... Here we go. This is our god right here. Especially if you don't get stressed out about losing over and over again. So, our god, Quazzle, I just say Quazzle because it's easier, is Quazzle the Stormbringer, violent god of tempests, who delights in unleashing the forces of nature against the unsuspecting. Those who invite Quazzle's gaze will find themselves in the eye of the storm of elemental destruction from which only their god can protect them. Pious worshippers of Quazzle will gain the ability to direct and control the destructive might of the storm. Right away, he grants us immunity to clouds. So if there's a, like, cloud of anything, flames, poison, we're already immune to poison because we're a gargoyle, but any kind of cloud effect, we don't have to worry about it at all now. And going forward, didn't mean to clear that, going forward we will start to have a storm form around us. This poses a huge problem if you're trying to play a stealth character, but we are not, because the storm is very loud and it will actually attract enemies. I never did adjust my training things here, and we actually were about to start training stealth. Excuse me, that'll be good enough though. So now, every time we get a kill, and as we explore, we'll be gaining piety. What's up? Yeah, the gargoyle can get hurt by all kinds of stuff, but not by poison. Go to bed, son. Yeah, because he's made of stone. Go on, go to bed. No. Where was I? One thing that is a bummer as a gargoyle, though, because he's made of stone, is there's a spell called Shatter, which can do a lot of damage to us. So if we see a spellcaster, it'd be wise to look and see if he has Shatter. We just got shafted, dropping 2 floors. I'm not too worried about it. There's a staircase right there, and in fact, I bet we can go up this way and still get to it. I will sit here and take on a little bit of fight, though. I was hitting the wrong key. Just go here, beat on. He confused us, which is annoying. Missing. This is very exciting watching somebody fight something invisible, isn't it? Missing, missing, missing. Bumping into the rock. Oh, he was visible and we still missed him. No. Okay, wow. With 2 HP, we finally killed the wizard. That got really close. Getting confused and stepping off the staircase was where that went wrong. Yeah, we don't care about a skeleton. Still would like to go up these stairs after fully healing. This is now the floor in between the one that we were on and the one we fell to. Oops. Turn on caps lock. Still looking. There we go. I do want to go back up to the previous floor to finish clearing it out. I was saying earlier, you don't have to kill everything on the floor, but it's a good idea because it'll get you the most experience before you go deeper, and the deeper you go, the more likely you are to encounter dangerous things. We're not going to just YOLO pop the ghost this time, unless, of course, it's just a fighter. If it's any kind of spellcaster, we're not going to mess with it right away. Excuse me. Captive... Was that a death moth? I don't remember. I didn't look at it. Regular shield. Okay, partially explored. Let's go and stand outside the ghost cage and see what kind of ghost it is. X V. Ogre Hunter. Being that he's an ogre, he can probably hit us pretty hard. Is it an ogre? Okay, it can flag us. It's a ghost. Immune to poison and negative energy. It is intelligent, looks dangerous. Yeah, we're gonna leave this fight for later. I'm just gonna explore this temple real quick so that it doesn't mark it as unexplored. Although we don't need anything in here. We already have Quazzle to guide us. Giant, I was telling the other guys watching that I have set up a reward system for watching me. You get points, and you can spend the points on sound effects. I just gave everybody watching 20 points. If you type !mugs, it'll show you how many points you have, and if you type !store, it'll show you what you can redeem them on. But it's a fun thing. You can play sound effects that will play in my headphones and over the stream. And it'll tell everybody else what you redeemed. Oh, we just got shafted again. 2 floors, and we hear flowing sands. That means that there's a... Darn it, this guy's really messing us up. There's a... Well, we died anyway. There was a pyramid. Oh my gosh.
Hold on! This is my favorite.
That scared the crap out of me.
Her sister was a witch! Right? And what was her sister? A princess! The Wicked Witch of the East, bro!
I'm gonna stab him.
You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong?
Am I wrong?
My favorite
She
movie.
wore a crown and she came down in a bubble,
I'm
dog!
not fighting with you.
Grow up,
fighting
bro!
with
Peter done with the first
Get
am
Get
I wrong?
educated, but
Oh, if I hadn't died already, that probably would have killed me. That was so loud in my ears. It scared the crap out of me. Anyway, so that's what Am I Wrong is. Pretty much all the sound effects are just goofy stuff. Thank you, PETA. When I had the idea for that one, I knew that it was the best thing and the worst thing. I also had to make the choice to include the entire audio. You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I might make it more expensive, because I don't want that to happen too often. Did you wait until you had 50? Or I guess because I dropped to 20, you went up. Anyway. We're just gonna go with a Hill Orc Fighter. This is like my classic run of Hill Orc Fighter of Okawaru. So whenever we see Okawaru, we're gonna pick them up. Like 99% of my DCSS games have been Hill Orc Fighter of Okawaru. It's just because you don't have to pay attention to a whole lot. I have actually gotten further as a... well, that's not necessarily true. I've had one run as a Hill Orc Fighter go pretty far, but my third Gargoyle of Quazzle, I got really far. And it was pretty demoralizing when I died on that run, just because I had made it so far. It's definitely a thing that the further you get, the worse it feels when you lose. If you guys Google the classes and races, I'm open to suggestions all the way. And if this game is getting pretty stale, we can consider changing, but I'm feeling it still. We're gonna go all the way back to explore like one little branch. Oh, there was a rat there. Okay, so we're done exploring here. We're gonna Control F and period to search everything on the floor. Nothing looks super interesting, so we're gonna go down. Oof, big poison. I don't think we are lethally poisoned though, yeah. Just very poisoned. Also very hungry. Goblin, if we can kill him and eat some, yeah. Yeah, none of the other sound effects are quite as good as Am I Wrong, but it's definitely a fun one. If you guys aren't familiar with the meme, definitely look it up, because the dude's hair bouncing while he's fighting is great. I think the best way to find it is just search like Wizard of Oz argument. Most people know it by now, it's a pretty great meme. One of my favorites. Dithmenos here is like the god of shadows, I think. Maybe I'm getting that wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, it wasn't even Dithmenos. Iridelmnol? Okay, we're getting poked here. Can we get this snake upstairs? Yeah. Oh, he constricted me. Does that mean I can't go up the stairs? No, we still can. Alright. So, old time tradition method of fighting creatures called stairway dancing. You just go up and down stairs and carry with you whoever happens to be nearby. You don't actually carry them, they follow you up, but they can only follow you up if they're directly next to it. Ooh, that's a bit risky. Let's take some steps back here. And bring the bat and the jackal up. Jackal is very fast, so is the bat. It's kind of funny the bat didn't come with us. Oops, I'm starving, so I'm gonna go up here, chop, and eat. No, not read, eat. Can we eat again? Sweet. I do want to rest first, and then we'll go back down. So what's happening here is this gnoll further away from us was reaching past his buddy and stabbing us, so we take an extra damage. So an update on what I'm doing as far as like content and stuff goes. We're very poisoned. I decided that I wanted to have some kind of thing just for my YouTube channel, and I'm going to record a game. There we go. We happened to get cured. I'm going to record a game of can't think and play at the same time. I'm going to record a game of Baldur's Gate, and I just rolled the character for that before this, and I'm kind of excited. I'm going to actually try and win the game. I've never like made it all the way through the game because it's a pretty long game if you sit there and play it. So hopefully that'll lead to a lot of YouTube content, which give people something to watch when I'm not live, if you guys want to keep watching my stuff. If you don't, that's fine. I also am probably going to just stream more like out of nowhere, because while I kind of announced the schedule for this stream on Friday, I really felt like streaming throughout the weekend. I might just, like, I'll have some scheduled streams, but every once in a while I'll just jump on. So if you want to watch, be sure you're following and enable the notifications. It should tell you when I'm live. We'll see. On Wednesday I was planning to do an afternoon stream, because Wednesday evening I'm supposed to be playing D&D with some friends. If they are okay with it, I'm going to try and live stream it. So if you guys want to watch some of that, it'll be on Roll20, which is an online like It's honestly, it's not just D&D. It's like an online, any kind of tabletop thing. But as long as they're cool with it, I'll just kind of stream my desktop and you guys can see what that looks like. If you've ever been curious about D&D or curious about how D&D might work online, I'd encourage you to check it out. I thought we killed him, but phantoms are so annoying to kill, and they're actually like marked as more dangerous than they are because they just are so hard to hit. We got confused before we even got in the fight. Hey, an enchanted axe. I'm gonna pick that up. We will not wield it quite yet, but now we will. It's a hand axe, which is smaller, but because it's enchanted, it'll probably deal more damage, and actually it swings faster because it's enchanted. I'm gonna real quick rename it to A just so we can switch to it, and I want to make it the target skill target, whatever. Got the scorpion. It still does the like swing everywhere thing like an axe, any other kind of axe does. I forgot we hadn't found our god on this run yet, but we're only in Dungeon 4, so we're going to play a little bit smarter and back up to a hallway here. In fact, we'll go all the way back to here, so only one guy can attack us at a time. There we go. That guy actually can attack us because he has a trident. Very annoyingly, the wizard was teleporting around. Ah, he's hasted too. There we go. That fight wasn't terribly difficult. I just took a little more focus than most of the fighting I've done lately has been. Vampiric dagger is kind of tempting, but no. Ooh. So gold dragon scales are really, really good. I'm gonna put them on a shopping list, and as soon as we have enough gold, we're coming back to buy them. Gold dragon scales. I can get a description, right? Scales of a golden dragon, much heavier than most dragon scales, but it makes the wearer resistant to poison, fire, and cold. And we're not the gargoyle this time, so we do want that poison resist. It can be maximum enchanted up to 12. I don't think it's enchanted yet, but does it say? None of this stuff. There are embroidered gloves, so it could be enchanted, and we just wouldn't know. We're gonna, save up our money. Or just get whomped by this ogre. Really funny that that shop has embroidered gloves and there's shimmering gloves right around the corner. That means these are artifact gloves. Okay, we're not casting anyway, so we don't care about that, but really, ironically, they give you plus intelligence. They make you better at using magic and then make you not be able to use magic. I like them a lot. Hopefully that doesn't inhibit using god abilities, but I think that's actually a different thing, like a different ability tree than casting. It's invocating. How much gold do we have? Is that, I can view that in the eye, right? I don't remember how to view how much gold. It'll tell us whenever we, oh my gosh. The corrosion, that ended a run earlier that I wasn't paying attention to corrosion. So corrosion just makes our armor like not work basically until it goes away, and we are okay. There, it just went away. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. I just need to pay a little more attention. This is kind of a hard game to play and stream because I want to talk, which involves paying a little less attention to what I'm doing. And I want to look over at chat, which involves paying a lot less attention to what I'm doing. But I want to keep the game moving. It's a special kind of challenge. Still having a lot of fun, though. Okay. I'm going to drink a potion of might here. It's probably unnecessary, but I want to kill this slime right away. Might makes us a lot stronger. It just does a ton of damage when we actually hit something. We're not hitting because I was pushing the wrong button. We're not mighty anymore. A lot of jewelry here. Nothing that really looks crazy. Evasion would be cool, but we don't need it, and I want to save our gold. This thing's pretty cool. Resistance to fire, resistance to magic, and plus dexterity. But it's expensive. We're going to find stuff like that anyway. Probably not exactly like that, but we're going to find stuff that we want to use. Actually, I haven't checked to see. We do have a couple of rings. Once we get down to the next floor, we'll try on those rings. There's a priest. I didn't mean to move there. There's a priest, and the priest can have their god smite us, which sucks because he can do it from across the room. We died, and we got smitten to death. That was a pretty fun run. Found an enchanted axe. Really cool gloves. It was protection and evasion. Those actually would have helped us a lot in that fight, so I probably should have tried them on right away. Anybody got a suggestion for a new race and class? These are the classes if you want to see the classes. You can push spacebar to choose your class before your race. Again, the class kind of just determines your starting gear. It doesn't really change a whole lot about the game. Your race and what god you choose to worship actually affect the mechanics and the way you level up a lot more. If nobody has a suggestion, I'm probably going to go with troll and then see what trolls are good at. Troll is G for some reason. What's the benefit of choosing a berserker? You start worshipping Trog, and you can go berserk when you want to. I've never tried it. Let's try it. Because we're a troll, I'm going to start with just the claws as our weapon. Just because it's kind of like a troll feature. So we start off worshipping Trog. We can go berserk at will. It costs us hunger. He'll give us ammunition and he'll give us weapons as we gain piety. So we A to go berserk, A. And it costs us hunger. Alright. We found a cloak and a dagger right away, which is kind of funny. They're all both on the same spot. I actually don't want the dagger. I'll take the cloak. Helmet, nice. Can we wear a helmet as a... No, we can't wear a helmet as a troll. Bummer. It can be tough to play races that don't have normal shaped bodies, because you can find all sorts of stuff that you just can't wear. So, yeah, typically you have to read or drink a potion, read a scroll or drink a potion to learn what they are. But once you learn what a certain one is, every time you find that kind again, it'll automatically be identified. Alternatively, there is a identify scroll, and once you figure out the identify scroll, you can use it to identify other things. It's usually a good idea to wait till you get to level 4 or 5 to start reading scrolls, and start with scrolls that you have a lot of. If you do it on level 5, right when you get there, then the chances that if you find magic mapping, it won't just be wasted. At the same time, if you roll a scroll of... You want to stay on the stairs, because if you read a scroll of teleportation, after a few seconds it'll teleport you, but if you go up a stair to a floor that you've already cleared, then that's not dangerous. very much can be. If you read a scroll of teleportation on a floor that you haven't fully explored yet, you'll just warp to somewhere else in the dungeon, or somewhere else on the floor in the dungeon. One of the challenges to playing a troll is they get hungrier, or they get hungry faster than other characters, but at the same time they don't have the thing where they don't want to eat. They don't want to eat dead bodies, so they will eat whatever as soon as they can. Whereas other characters, they don't want to. They don't want to eat stuff until they're very hungry. I need Control F. No, not Control D. Control F. Nothing interesting here. Are you playing Ragnoff, or were you just curious? Because I'm curious. Trolls also regenerate faster, but I think that's kind of like supposed to be why they get hungry faster, is from the regeneration. Later in the game, actually, anytime you run into a troll as another race, or even as a troll, if you kill them, they have a chance to drop like troll leather armor, which is pretty cool. It helps you regenerate faster. It's usually a pretty lightweight armor. Playing nice, that's cool. Yeah, my favorite thing about this game is that it's so easy to just kind of like jump in and jump out. If you go through the process of like setting up a username, then it will save your run. If you need to like go do something else, it pretty much saves every time you do something. And like if I get busy all of a sudden, I'll just leave my laptop or close my laptop and walk away, or go to a different window, and you can come back and resume your game. I don't know for sure, but you might be able to even resume on a different computer, as long as you're signed in to your account or your username or whatever. So my plan, for no real special reason, was on Wednesday afternoon to stream Slay the Spire. In case anyone's interested in watching that. If you're not interested in watching that, I'm still open to suggestions. I had only felt like playing it, so that's kind of why I set it up that way. I thought at some point, I'm gonna go berserk here. I thought at some point that I would stream some Stardew Valley, because I have it and I never really played it. I never really got into it, I should say. Okay, so after going berserk, we are slowed. Did we ever go back up? I think we got shafted and didn't go back upstairs. No, that was a different run, wasn't it? I don't know. So, I'm always open to suggestions. No, I don't want to save and quit. Especially when it comes to stuff that you guys want to watch. Right now, Peter, Dan, and Ragnoff, you guys are like my prime audience, so. You guys, and then people that I know in real life that I just asked to come and hang out. I accidentally closed the game, so I gotta relaunch that. I'm going to try and get back to Dwarf Fortress occasionally. Right now it's just going to be on Fridays. If you guys would rather see Dwarf Fortress on Wednesday, I would understand that. We can get back to that. I am, I think, going to try and find a reason to end the current fortress. Unless we can get some really exciting things going. Because I want to do a, like, kind of instructional tutorial setup stream. Mostly for my my friend who is on Twitch. He's Wild Gear. Because I was watching him play earlier, and he's got a lot of concepts down, but I'd like to kind of be in a format where I could have him ask me questions and stuff. random question. Have you ever seen Forms Twisted from Their Nature, Legion of the Right, What Hope Remains in Dwarf Fortress? No. It sounds like the kind of thing that a werebeast, if you if you had a werebeast show up, it sounds like the kind of thing that would happen if like a creature transformed into a werebeast. Werebeasts are very nasty to have in Dwarf Fortress. That would be an amazing ending to our current fortress. I love a werebeast ending, but you can't really choose it. You gotta have one show up. Going back for the gargoyle fighter here. I think the main reason I've never really won this game. Oh yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. See, I don't know if werebeasts really come in armies. Usually you get like one that shows up at your fortress, but if that one bites or scratches anybody, then they have a high likelihood of becoming a werebeast themselves. So you can see how that would kind of have this toppling domino effect. Anyway, I think the reason that I've never won this game is that I don't play very carefully, and because of that, I don't think I'm ever going to win while streaming, unless I deliberately slow down. But I don't care, I'm a Dwarf Fortress player, I like losing. I'm liking this music. This is the Crusader Kings 2 soundtrack on Spotify, which I play because I saw another streamer playing it before, and I guess the Paradox Interactive post who created it, I guess they're not very likely to go after people for it or something like that. So also it fits dungeon crawl, very medieval vibe. And Dungeon Crawl doesn't have like any sound effects built in. While I was looking into streaming this, I did see that somebody designed a sound pack for Dungeon Crawl, but it's like they thought the game was in space or something, because it's like lasers and stuff, and oh my gosh, it was ridiculous. The YouTube video that I found for it, the guy was like giggling the whole time because he was playing just a regular wizard, and every time he cast a magic missile, it sounded like a laser from Star Wars. It was hilarious. I would definitely be giggling the whole time too. You guys have a lot more self-restraint than I do. If I found out there was sound effects and stuff, I would be running out of mugs every time I could. I also feel like my brother would be doing the same thing. I should probably make a decent effort to like get further in the game so we can kind of see. Later on, you encounter different branches of the dungeon that you can explore. I think the first one you usually find is the Orc branch, or the Orcish Mines, is what it's actually called. To reach the Orb of Zot, you actually have to find a few other orbs around the dungeon to get deeper and deeper into the dungeon. And then once you do grab the Orb of Zot, all of a sudden, people start like spawning all around, and they chase you, and you have to get out. And that's it's called the Ascension, and it's like the most stressful part of the game if you make it that far. I've never made it to the Orb of Zot, but I've gotten pretty close, at least twice. I have a vague memory of ascending, but I think it was just a dream I had once, which is super nerdy, to dream of winning a game like this, but you know, you don't usually get to choose your dreams, do you? I saw something that I wanted to pick up. It was gloves. If you guys are curious, every time I go down the stairs, I actually do Shift X to like go into search or like view the floor mode, and then Shift and the period or the right caret to look for the nearest downstairs, and then that's when I go down the stairs. There's a lot of little like quality of life kind of things that you can utilize for that sort of stuff. It's funny, the ration that looks like an apple definitely looks like a poisoned apple.
Hey, listen.
Hey! That's a good one. I really thought about making that one cheaper because I intended for it to be used as kind of like a look at chat sound, in case I haven't looked at chat in a while. That's kind of a fun one. Also, I was very close to losing a lot of time programming a lot of different wows, because if you play WoW, the wow sound effect, I found several while looking for that one. Alright, here is the temple. And there's Quazzle.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, when I googled that sound effect, or when I looked for it, there's a lot of versions of it, and I was so close to just spending way too much time making sound effects for each of those. We're gonna yellow and put on some rings. Protection from cold can still help us. We don't need a ring of intelligence. And I'll keep the dexterity, which will bring up our evasion. Ouch. Same thing goes for finding any kind of enchanted objects. If you wield it, it'll tell you what it is, but there's a chance it will be cursed, in which case you can't take it off unless you read a scroll of remove curse. Lots of things are not that bad. Like rings, you really can't get anything too bad with rings. Like the worst thing I think you're going to get with rings is a ring of attention, which will make everyone on the floor know where you are. But there are some amulets that can really ruin an early run if you read them or wear them without identifying them first. So amulets you kind of got to be a little more careful about. As far as like weapons and stuff goes, it's not too bad. The safest way is, of course, look. Oh no! Oh, that was gross. I was just saying though. Look here. It's my own ghost. This is the ghost of my previous Gargoyle Fighter run. You can find ghosts of any other players who have died, or of course yourself. It's a neat feature. He looks extremely dangerous, and he's in a room full of other stuff. So we're not going to pop that ghost. Not right now, and when we do, because I know he's a fighter and not a spellcaster, I might actually pop him before we go down. But I'm gonna drink my potion of might. Wow, bright red boots. We're going. Okay, so that's it. How did he? So the other me, the ghost of me, has a bigger shield. Hacks. Alright, we're going to quaff D for the potion of might and go for it. Being that we are mighted, we will do a lot of really quick killing. We killed the ghost already, which gets you a ton of experience. Killing ghosts gives you a lot of XP. We know that there is a cloak in here, and I want it. Get. Put it on. No, D, not B. I'm gonna turn on a light real quick because all of a sudden it's dark in here. for those of you who might have been curious, the fart was the first sound effect I programmed. Obviously. We will replace the dexterity. Okay, so we got poison resist, which we don't need at all because we are a gargoyle. Man, Sigmund. So Sigmund there's a lot of named enemies, or I guess you could call them like elite enemies. Sigmund is one of the ones that's particularly annoying. He's a wizard, and if you run into him really early, it can just really like screw up what you got going. Because usually early on, you're not going to have a lot of resistances to magic. You're not going to have a lot to do to avoid a caster. He is awake, so he's going to come after us. I'm just going to step out of sight so he has to get closer and see if I can come in here and whack him. On a normal fighter run, I would actually really like to have my Potion of Might on when I fight Sigmund, because I just don't like him. He has ended a lot of my early runs. We did find an amulet there. I'm not going to put it on until we can identify it. Hey, baby. What do you do? Oh. But yeah, with Sigmund out of the way, I'm feeling good. Basically, anytime you run into somebody with a name, take a second and hit X and scroll over to them and hit V to just like read about what their thing is, because named people are named for a reason. Okay, you can start to see every once in a while there's a little thing in the air. Let's see if I can trigger one. Yeah, there. See that little thing there? There's a flame. That is part of Quasola's storm that is forming around us. And as we get later in the game, it just gets absurd and big and disruptive. And it's the best. It'll never be like in our way, and it'll never affect us because we have immunity to storm or to clouds. But it just gets ridiculous. It'll basically fill the area around our character. Big ol' storm. It's good stuff. Feeling very hungry. So the reason the game is called Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup is that early in the game's development, the number one thing that would kill people is hunger. Glowing acid dragon scales in that shop. We're gonna mark for purchase, or buy it if we can. I don't know how much money we have. We definitely can't buy it. I'm gonna shift D to mark it on our shopping list. And still, like, playing a caster is usually a more effective way to get a successful run. I want this, yeah, I wanted the priest so I could take him up here and just beat him up. But when you cast spells, it costs you hunger. And so, getting hungry, especially later in the game, because early on you find a lot of rations, and there's a lot of creatures that you can eat. You can chop up and eat the corpses, but later in the game that's a lot more rare. The enemies, you can't chop them up, and unless you find a shop where they sell rations, you just don't get very many. So people late in the game, you would starve to death, and that's why Stone Soup was incorporated into the name. Dang, the corrosion, man. We're gonna run away from this guy with D. What kind of axe is that? If you hit X and then scroll over and hit V, you can see all kinds of information. It's a hand axe of pain, which just means it's gonna hurt more when he hits us with it. But I don't want to be hit with it. He had boomerangs too. Is that a hunger ghost? Will just make us hungry as we fight it. Super annoying. Not as dangerous since we're not a caster. Like, it's as if he just casts like a spell of hunger on you. Okay. It was kind of risky to come downstairs to get away from that enemy instead of standing and fighting him. But I'm not feeling too bad about it right now. Nothing down here that we ran into was crazy. If there was like an orc waiting or an ogre waiting at the bottom of the stairs, it would have been a big bummer. Okay, we are going to go up now though. Face this guy who's throwing boomerangs at us. I don't think we want the Axe of Pain. Pain's not a great modifier. If it was flaming, we would want it immediately. Later in the game, you can run into hydras, and just like in the story of Hercules, hydras, if you cut off their head, they grow 2 back. And that's really rough in this game. Every turn, the hydra gets to attack with each head. This is not great. What do we have? We don't have anything identified. We're just going to run away. And so if you keep chopping off the heads, the hydra gets stronger and stronger and stronger and does more and more damage. You have to use any weapon that doesn't do like a slash attack. Daggers are okay because it's a stab. I think short swords might also be. I'm not super confident on that though. But if you have any kind of slashing weapon of flaming, then it cauterizes the neck wound, and in fact becomes a much better way to kill hydras, because not only are you doing the damage, but you can remove heads, which leads to them doing less and less damage. If you run into a 6-headed hydra, start chopping off heads, in no time it's not doing as much damage as it was at the beginning of the fight. And if you have a 2-headed hydra or a single-headed hydra, you can end that fight with 1 hit. Well, with the 1-headed, with the 2 you can chop off 1 head at a time. Here we go. This guy gave us a lot of trouble with his glaive, which is a reach weapon. You can see the storm is getting bigger around us. There's now more than just like 1 at a time. Super annoying, these guys. They can hit from 1 space away because they have spears, but I can't like get over there. I'm not actually worried about going over there. I just wanted to uncover it on the map so that Auto Explorer doesn't try and take us over there. I could go grab a reach weapon and come back and poke at them to kill them, but I'm not too worried. I'm just gonna leave them alone. There's a lot of wizards. I don't remember where to look to see my level. It might not actually be displayed on screen. I'm just like attacking the ones that we can see for now, and I'll deal with the ones that go invisible after, because you can still hit invisible enemies with the axe swing. By default, your training stuff is all set to automatic, but if you hit M, you can view your skills screen and hit like the slash to turn it to manual. So you can manually alter what you're training and what you get better at. It's usually okay to leave it on automatic though, especially for your first like set of runs. Prince Ribbit is super annoying because he's just gonna like zoom around, but we killed him pretty fast. I guess it'd be a good time to talk about the noise meter. Underneath like all my stats and stuff, there's a thing that says noise. And the higher that is, hey, Wild Gear with a raid, thanks bud. I should have had a pop-up for that. I might need to refresh that page, yeah. Let's get that pop-up back, I want to see it. Maybe not. Anyway, thanks for the raid, bud. We're playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Also, if you hit exclamation point mugs, you can see some fun stuff going on. Ooh, that was close. An exclamation point store to view what you can redeem those mugs for. That 2-headed ogre put up a bigger fight than I kind of expected, and I should have expected a better one. At this point, the noise is definitely working against us. The more we move around, the more we're waking up enemies on the floor. And you can see we're just trailing a whole bunch of bad guys. I need to get to these upstairs. Okay, we'll take the frog and the bug up. Kill them, rest, go back down. Annoyingly, have to fight an invisible... Oh, we got confused. Can we go up? Okay. Luckily we were able to climb up. He did come with us, which is funny. Being invisible, he probably would have been at the advantage to stay there. The first fortress died. Are you talking about the fortress that you just had going on there? Out of curiosity, how did it die? What happened? No, and I really wish selling things was an option, but it would honestly, it would kind of break the economy of the game. Because all of a sudden you could just walk around the whole fortress picking everything up and selling things. You can only buy things. If you don't want stuff, you just drop it on the ground. It's tough, because I really think it would be a sweet feature to be able to sell things. But I think they'd have to do something where, like, stuff disappears or things wouldn't drop as much stuff, but that's, like, the only way you really get things in the game. It's tough. It'd be interesting to see a build that had more trading options as a feature. But I'm guessing they'd either have to make things in the shops just cost more to, like, balance that. Electric eels could actually be pretty... Well, no. I don't... Is that a cloud effect? Yeah, no, we resist. So, I don't care about electricity. Usually electric eels are super dangerous to early characters. Because electricity is, ouchie. It's still hurting us. We are resisting, but not, like, resistant. I may have overstepped my bounds here. Let's drink a random potion. It was curing, so it healed us a little bit. But if we have a heal wounds, there we go. Alright. That was probably a stupid idea to run right in here. So let's do it again. Nice. Explore everywhere? I'm not sure where we're going. There we go. Done exploring. Control F. Knobbly glowing staff. I'm not interested in. I don't really want any of the other stuff. We're going downstairs. Where are we at? We're going to go down to the Dungeon 8 now. I wouldn't be surprised if we started seeing a branch soon. And being that there are orcs right away, I wouldn't be surprised if we found the orcish mines. I need to kill that stupid hunger ghost. It's making me hungry. There we go. Starving, in fact. I should wait to heal. It's gonna make us hungry again. Oh, an adder. What's your character and class on this first run, Ragnoff? Or have you had a few runs already and failed? Because when I first got into this game, I died very quickly a lot. It's kind of just part of the way it goes. Like Dwarf Fortress, in this game, you learn a lot by failing a lot. Okay, that was good. Scorpion is nearby. I'm trying to heal up some more. That's fine. And is anybody else playing? If you guys are playing too, I want to hear about it. There's a yak. One of my favorite creatures in the game, because you can have centaurs, but one of my favorite creatures is a yaktar, because I really like the idea of like a human body on top of a yak body. Dang, we got shafted at 8 down to 10. Later in the game, getting shafted can hurt a lot. Draconian Berserker, I like it. Draconians are cool. At level 7, you get like you get your color, and that really depends or determines what your like resistances are and what your breath weapon is. We are just getting screwed here. I'm gonna drink a potion. We haven't read any scrolls. Hopefully we can get a blink or a teleport here. Enchant weapon. We only have the one. Oh, it was a scroll of noise. That is not helpful. Of course, that's identify. Immolation, we don't care about. We'll identify. Actually, we're going to identify this. Amulet of Reflection helps a lot. Let's go ahead and put that on right now. This is getting dicey, guys, and I kind of care about this run at this point. Reading does, I'm going to do some fog just to kind of mask ourselves. Reading does take up time. See, if we don't get out of here soon, everything on the floor is going to be coming because of the scroll of noise. And so every time I read a scroll, we were likely getting whomped on. Okay, real quick, do I have... We can give life... We can call upon nature to destroy our foes, and we can give life to nearby things. I'm going to do an upheaval. Okay, that killed that priest. It's the first time we've used a god ability on the stream. Oh, we got cut off. Bees. Okay, at least the bees can't poison us. One of the early concerns with bees is being poisoned. Oh my gosh. Can we afford to wait? Not really. Actually, reflection will likely kill this guy. Yeah, he shot at us until he died. I can't believe we survived. Holy smokes, dude. That got stressful. If you hit level 7, let me know what your color is. I'm just curious. I don't actually know, like, all there is to know about Draconians and the different colors, but I would like to know. We are going to eat some food. Keep exploring. Because we read that scroll of noise, I'm actually not feeling bad about, like, exploring the rest of the floor, because much of it is probably already dead. Although, I should be looking for an upstairs. That's one that we can't go back down, so I don't want to do that. Work. Okay, I do want to go up those stairs. We are still looking for an upstairs because we did get shafted for 2 levels. Joseph. What does Joseph do? He looks like a mercenary in a stupid-looking hat. It is a stupid-looking hat. Quarterstaff of Draining. Draining will basically set our levels back. Wild Gear, you still didn't tell me what killed your fortress. I want to know. Yeah, we haven't got hit by the Draining. Actually, we never did. So it was a pretty good fight. I don't think Joseph's a very dangerous enemy. Outright. A jelly is nearby. The storm as we wait is hilarious, the way it just like jumps around. Okay, so the entrance to the lair is here, which is what all these porcupines have been guarding. The lair is where you start to really have the risk of running into hydras. It's one of the branches. It's full of a lot of dangerous things. If you run into the lair, don't go into it right away. In fact, I don't usually go into the lair until I've cleared all of the base dungeon. It gets really hard really fast. Before you go into the lair, you definitely want to have either a blunt weapon, a stabbing weapon, or a slicing weapon of flaming, because you need a way to deal with hydras. Or spells. If you're a spellcaster, there's lots of ways to deal with hydras. You just want to make sure you can do that. Our noise is getting pretty bad. Was that Maurice? I don't remember what Maurice does, and I didn't get a chance to look at him. Okay, there's like 3 named things here now, which is rough. The fact that they're clustered up like that means that they're probably going to come at us together, no matter where we end up, because of all the noise from our storm. We'll be really lucky to run into like just one at a time. I don't remember what Maurice does. He's a spellcaster, I know that. Okay, Pykel has slaves, and killing the slaves doesn't give you any experience, but once they're free, they kind of disrupt the enemy. Eroica. Oops, I meant to hit X. Erolka. Erolka. There's a chance she could banish us. Oh my gosh. Banishing sends you to the abyss. It's very difficult to get out of the abyss. It's a randomly generated floor, and every time you lose sight of an area where you were, it has a chance to be changed. And so you have to wander around a randomly generated endless floor until you find a portal out of it. If she banishes us, it's going to be real sad times. I don't think she has that spell book. Okay, Maurice. What does Maurice do? Oh, he's a thief, so he can just go invisible and then mess with us. That's okay. I can beat you up if you're invisible, Maurice. Okay. I thought he was a spellcaster and that he would mess us up, but I'm glad the auto-explore doesn't stop every time we see one of those slaves. Our Amulet of Reflection is doing work for us here. While I was fighting Aralka, a centaur shot at me until he killed himself. Did Wildgear stick around? He must have skedaddled if he's not answering. Or he muted and he's super lurking. Nah, it looks like he left. Bummer. Green scales, cool. So I think your breath weapon is poison. That's usually just like a color theme thing. Oops. Control. Have we seen anything with flaming yet? No, not a thing. We do see troll leather armor, which I'm not crazy interested in. What have we seen for armor? I haven't been paying the best attention. We have seen chainmail, actually a lot of it. Oh yeah, the glowing dragon scales. How much money do we have? If I hit the money thing, we have 542. It's not golden scales, it's acid scales. But okay, here's the entrance to the Orcish mines. Orc, again, you don't want to jump into as soon as you see it. Oops, we want to make sure we kill him. But it's not as bad to go into as Lair. What you do want to go into Orc, though, is a little bit of magic resistance. You'll start running into just stronger versions of the Orcs you've seen so far. Instead of wizards, there'll be sorcerers, and there'll be high priests as well as the priests. There'll be stronger, just like base fighter guys. The Orcish mines, though, are usually occupied, actually always occupied, by better shops, though. There's at least 4 shops in the Orcish mines, and sometimes more. Found some cursed plate armor, but that's okay. It's not like minus anything. It's just, we just can't take it off until we remove curse. We're fine with that for now. It's still better armor than we had on. We actually did a lot of work on this floor last time we were here. There's a shop. Ooh, a fine cloak, which is really tempting, but I think we're still going to save up for the... Actually, maybe not, because at this point, acid dragon scales, other than preventing us from being corroded, are not crazy powerful. We might not buy the acid dragon scales. We're likely to find some at some point anyway. Oh, I wish that reflection would work on smiting. So you could see that, like, now we're attracting everything on the floor. As soon as we stop moving, everything can just kind of find us. Bees. Like I said, bees are very annoying for other characters, but as a gargoyle, we can't be poisoned by them. That's their main shtick, is they're fast, and they can poison you. If you can't be poisoned, then they're really just fast and do barely any damage. How's everybody in chat? Did anybody have a particularly good day? I made a very tasty dinner of buttered chicken, the Indian dish, with some steamed broccoli, which probably isn't an Indian traditional side, but it was delicious. My kids ate a ton of it, which is always good in my book. I'd say it was a good day. Cursed +2 hand axe. That's kind of funny. It's cursed, but it's +2. I actually really like the look of this +5 flail. We're going to pick it up, but we're not going to use it. Right now, that is our best option for a Hydra. Another amulet, but the amulet of reflection we're wearing is really good. Ugly thing. At this point in the game, we really wouldn't mind an item that... Oops! There's a Hydra, and I just gave it an extra head. Okay, we're gonna switch to the flail, even though we can't remove it right now because it's cursed, and we're gonna beat this Hydra to death real quick. Alright, no, we're just gonna take care of these guys. Alright, now is a good time to identify a bunch of stuff and see if we have... It's Amulet of Rage, we really don't want it. See if we have any remove curse. Random uselessness, alright. Teleportation. We have one more identify. We're going to go for this 5 stack. Remove curse, alright. So first we'll remove the curse, which uncursed our armor, uncursed our flail. We still want to keep both of them, but we don't want them to be cursed. Rename that to B so we can hot switch. On a lit review, cool. That sounds super boring, but not too, like, demanding as far as physical effort. But I don't know. If the lit you're reviewing is interesting, then that changes everything. A lot of stuff on this floor, mostly because of the shop. Okay, do we have a helmet? We do not. Let's go back to that shop. I think we're actually going to spend some money instead of saving up for the acid dragon scales. So, the shiny plate armor is also tempting, but right now we can afford, we're really close to that. Right now we can afford the ruined helmet and the fine cloak, and I like the idea of that. The descriptive words means that they're enchanted somehow. Mutualism, higher intelligence, interesting. And the helmet was see invisible. I think I was just saying we would like something that would give us see invis. If I didn't say it, I was thinking it. Because at this point in the game, we're going to start running into some invisible things that are annoying to try and kill if you can't see them. Our storm is getting real ridiculous. We are almost full piety with Quazzle. We might already have the ability... Let me see real quick, hang on. Disaster Area. Disaster Area is an ability that just devastates everything inside the storm, and it is a great way to clear a room. We're going to pick up this +4 hand axe, actually, and replace our war axe. Even though the war axe is technically a higher base weapon, a hand axe, hand axe can swing faster, and being that it's +4, I have a feeling we'll just do more damage with it. Okay. We still would like flaming if we could, instead. Oh gosh. For hydras just like that one. I really don't like the fact that a priest can see us on the other side of this fight. I need to get out of here. Because the priest could smite us from the back of the fight. Ouch. I don't think hydras can open doors, but if he's standing in it, we can't close it. Capital C to close a door. Well, I guess to manipulate a door. Oh, maybe the hydra can open it. Ooh, that was a misclick. Where did I enter this? I need to go down. I'm running for the stairs right now. He gotta chomp at us. Okay, but we're up. We're out. And he didn't even follow us, so we can rest. We'll go down a different staircase. I'm not gonna eat a thing yet. Banana Folds. There's a ghost of Banana Folds over there. It's a hilarious name. It won't be long before things start to catch up to where we are now because of the noise. I really want to see what this... It's a War Axe of Chopping. I am actually going to pick it up. I know we just switched weapons, but I'm going to switch back. Because it's +2? No, capital P. Right? Yeah. And I'll drop the hand axe. Unseen Horror, but we can see you because we can see invisible. And Unseen Horror would usually always be invisible. Which makes him super annoying to fight. Makes everything super annoying to fight. Still waiting to see the Hydra come back, and I'm trying to focus really hard on that because I want to switch weapons when I do see him. Partially explored, but we didn't run back into the Hydra, so I'm gonna, yeah, just start looking for him manually. Whip of Holy Wrath. It'd be funny if he was right next to these stairs still, and he is. Okay, 1-on-1 we should be able to take him, although it's like 1-on-8. Okay, so let's go investigate that ghost. If we can take him, we'll fight him. If he's a spellcaster, we might not mess with him though. X V Air Elementalist. Extremely dangerous, has a lot of XP, or a lot of HP I should say. We're not gonna fight him right now. We might come back for him later, we might not. Again, ghosts do give you a lot of XP, so. Oh, an Efreet. Efreet actually probably dropped a weapon of flaming, but unless it's an axe, I don't think we're really super excited about it. Dang, dude. What's going on here? Skeletal warriors are just taking hits. I'm actually gonna drag him upstairs and finish him off. That hallway was really nice, but I didn't like how long it was taking us to kill some of those guys. Oh, I was gonna swing once and then switch, but I'm gonna step back here. I don't want to use any piety. I'm just gonna try and beat up the Hydra first, and then once the Hydra is killed, we can switch to our axe. Do we have a potion of might? Because that would help us a lot right here. We don't. We have a cure wounds, which could be handy if this fight goes on longer than we want it to. Just trying to work my way back to the stairs, because if I can get on the stairs, I can have a more comfortable feeling. I'm just gonna take the fight. These skeletal warriors are really giving us trouble. Alright. Full health. A lot less dudes to fight down here. Starving. Reach level 13. Scimitar, hand axe. Nothing otherwise exciting. Mosquito, zombies. There's another gargoyle. Hey, bud. What's that notification? Z3T1111. Welcome to the fortress. Thanks for follow. Hope you're enjoying the content. We're playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. If you Google search it, you can also play right now. It's a free game. You can play in browser. There's a downloadable client as well. It's a great, fun game to just jump into. A great mace, diamond ring. Hey, ring of dexterity. Here in a second, I'm going to check and see how many scrolls of identify we have. We might want to look at some items we're carrying around. You do have a limited inventory, so at some point it's a good idea to like get rid of stuff you don't actually want to use. It'll go through, I think it's 52. It'll go through A to Z lowercase and then A to Z uppercase for the like identifying or labeling items. Once you get through the A to Z uppercase, you're full. Okay. Anything else on this floor we care about? Scimitar of Flaming is very tempting because we could just hold it and not have to switch whenever we see a Hydra, but I still feel alright about switching. We have lots of rings. Any identify? 4 identify. Let's go for the diamond ring. Ring of evasion is pretty cool. It's just a basic, like, don't get hit very much. Okay, we had 2 rings of fire. We don't want the ring of rage. I'm gonna hit D to drop and drop the ring of rage. I don't think we care about the rings of dexterity at this point, especially if we have 1 of evasion, because the dexterity is just going to raise our evasion. We're going to drop all of those, and we're going to put on the straight up ring of evasion. With an AC of 33 and EV of 10, we're pretty hard to hit. I like it. What other scrolls do we have? We can drop or read the random uselessness. Our ears itch because of random uselessness, and we hear the ringing of an enormous bell. Oh wow, that actually caused... Well, I don't know if it caused noise. We might be causing the noise. Okay, we have... I'm gonna use my scrolls of identify to identify potions, because... Okay, we don't want either of those. Lignification just turns you into a tree. It can kind of help you sometimes, but usually not so much. Usually it's just kind of dumb. Done exploring here. Let's go down another level. We're at dungeon 13. We're pretty deep. A wave of frost passes over us. Now, we might happen to have a scroll of magic mapping. There we go. I got it right away. Magic mapping obviously just reveals the floor, and we can use it to find where the wave of frost is coming from. These guys, because of the noise, are going to be on us right away. And I'm just going to run by to try and get to the... what is this? It's a portal to... That's just a frozen archway. I'm going to try to get to the frozen archway right away because it will close at some point, and if we can get inside, there's some goodies. Alright, go in. This guy's going to follow us. Or he didn't. Interesting. So going into one of these, it's a good idea to have resistance to whatever you're facing in here. We are actually wearing a ring of cold resistance, and we get resistance from our god at this point. So we should be pretty good to just kind of like wreck through everything in here. What will be iffy is if we see a like ice statue, which we probably will run into at some point. It'd be very rare if we didn't. But at the end of this, there'll just be a bunch of stuff, and a lot of it will be ice themed, which may or may not be that good for us. We wouldn't mind any kind of enchanted shield, because right now our shield's just basic. So just about any kind of shield would help us. We got hungry. Oh, I think we're gonna make it through. Yeah, here's already some loot. So we made it through without having an ice statue, which is super awesome. The ice statue starts to blast you with ice as soon as you enter the area. But now that I think about it, we wouldn't be worried about it. What is that? Is that a death sheep? Death yak? It's a death yak. Death yaks are pretty dangerous, but since there's only 2 of them, we're okay. I forgot we're immune to clouds, so the statue of ice wouldn't bother us much at all. It would summon some simulacrums. Frost Giant, you are putting up a good fight. Shouldn't have had to, but I'm going to drink the cure wounds here. Or, not cure wounds. Healing. Heal wounds? Heal wounds. Oh, finish exploring this area. Animal skin of cold resistance, that's really ironic. Okay, so there's the portal out, which means we have explored almost the whole area. Alright, whole thing's explored. Whatever we leave in here is going to stay, so if we even want to consider coming back for something, we better pick it up. I really don't care about a battle axe of freezing. It's a 2-handed weapon, and we're using a shield. Also, freezing's not that attractive of a brand. The shiny chainmail is almost almost guaranteed to be protection from cold, and we already have a ring of protection from cold. Let's upheaval this guy. That didn't really help anything. We're just gonna fight him. Everybody in the storm is taking damage from the storm, so the more they just fight us, the more they get hurt. Because there are Vault Guardians, it's easy to imagine that the entrance to the vaults is around here. I can't remember. I think you might need the brand from the vaults. It's very important that you have to go into the vaults, and you need other orbs to get into the vaults. That's kind of the whole reason you need to get orbs to actually reach the end. So there was the entrance to the vault right there, that funny looking round door. The vaults, the first 4 floors, or 3 or 4, I can't remember how deep, it's either 4 or 5 floors deep, and all but the last one are usually not too bad. The guys in there are a little bit tricky and stuff like that, but when you enter the very last floor to the vaults, everybody is waiting for you, which is a little bit of a spoil, to be honest. Finding that out for yourself is a bit of a special thing, but you're almost guaranteed to die the first time, unless you really know what's happening. Not only is everybody waiting for you, but the enemies waiting for you have the ability to lock doors and stairwells, so you almost always get stuck there. It's just it's a really mean entrance to the floor. If you have Quazzle, our god, you can invoke a disaster area and just trash everyone at the beginning. Alternatively, if you have a Scroll of Immolation, which is generally not a good idea to read, because what it does is every time if somebody is around you and you read the scroll and then you kill them, they explode, and it can cause a massive chain reaction. But if you have a whole lot of fire resistance, then you're fine. But for the most part, it's going to really ruin your day to be surrounded by a bunch of guys who explode. I don't think there's anything crazy exciting on this floor. I just happen to think of it. One benefit of playing an orc character, or an ogre character rather, is that you can wield two-handed weapons with one hand. I don't know why I just thought of that, but a little bit of helpful information. Louise. What does Louise do? Louise the Corrupted. Oh, she can banish us. 55% to banish. We gotta get out of here. If she banishes us, we are screwed. Out of curiosity, can we hurt you with upheaval? Doesn't look like it really did anything. I'm gonna wait. This is making me nervous. Let's go down a different staircase. Holy smokes! Just for the fun of it, let's try a disaster area. It's still a 75% chance to fail. What happened? We failed to use the ability. Let's try again one more time. No. We're just gonna fight him. It was kind of a YOLO thing. We probably should have dragged some upstairs, just so that we'd only be fighting, like, at least a couple of them less, but there's a lot of clubs sitting around. It's because I mentioned ogres. Curse Giant Club, Whip, Robe. All those guys, they didn't have anything. Oh, crazy exciting. Okay, Louise, you and me. Let's do it. Nope, we got banished to the abyss. Okay, so now I'm gonna pretty much gonna... I don't think you can even auto-explore, or you can auto-explore in the Abyss. So, the Abyss is full of really challenging monsters, but it can be full of also really rewarding loot. I didn't think about the fact that Quazzle is constantly going to be damaging, like a dazzling plate armor, constantly damaging enemies that come at us. So, gross, that thing looks disgusting. Good thing we took off our armor right before it got to us. Dang it. Dude, summoned guys right in our way. Crap. So... Oops. Big old piles of money sitting around. Oh my gosh. No, it goes deeper. Dang it. I thought I found a portal out, but it's a portal down. A portal deeper. Oops, I do want to go over here. No, that was a bad move. Do we have... Okay, curing. It's not enough to combat, like, what kind of hits we're taking. That's also deeper. We died. The plate armor we picked up was resist cold, resist magic, plus dexterity, and an unknown feature. I'm gonna Google Gokidel? It didn't show up. Usually, you can Google artifacts, but this time it didn't come up. Wow, what a run. That was a good one. Getting sent to the Abyss was, for sure, where it went wrong. What a good one. How's your run going, Ragnoff? I should have read Teleport as soon as we got to the Abyss just to keep moving. So, being in the Abyss with Quazzle was definitely probably a disadvantage. All the noise. It did help with the running away. It did kill a couple of things, but for the most part we were underwater the whole time we were down there. So anybody in chat, I know Z3 probably hasn't heard it, even though a few of you have heard it before. If you type !mugs, there's like an imaginary point system going on. Dungeon level 7 still alive. Okay, if you're at level 7, you're probably playing smarter than me, because I go too fast and die. Ugh. Hey Jan, thanks for the follow. You get extra mugs for that, just so you know. I want to check and see what you can spend them on. Oh, it was a good run. I'm gonna go Octopode Transmuter again. I started early in the stream when I think only Pita was watching. I did an Octopode Transmuter, and we're gonna try it again. We are going to real quick set up a macro for ZA1. Nope, ZA period. Sorry, I messed the whole thing up. Macro M on 1 for ZA period, and I need to make sure that I clear the macro on Z clear, because otherwise the other one won't work. Wow, we failed to cast Beastly Appendage first attempt. So now we're an octopus, or an octopode, who can turn one of our arms into a knife. Isn't that cute? I think we can actually use that shield too. Yeah, let's get it. So now if I Beastly Appendage, yeah, we have a knife hand and a shield. one of our big attacks too is when we fight alongside, or like, you know, right up against somebody, we will what's the word I'm looking for? Constrict them, and it does damage kind of like turn by turn. Also, octopodes are very sneaky. It's going to be really handy for us. We can get into a room and just get guys. We can't wear armor, as you might imagine. We can wear hats, but not helmets. We're going to increase dexterity here. And we can wear up to 8 rings, which is really handy. Some funny stuff you can do with that. One of the items in the game that I think is hilarious that allows you to wear another ring is a amulet that's a finger. And so you just put a ring on that finger. Kind of a silly thing. Oof. Oof. Why are we getting hurt so much? We died fighting a sky beast. Oopsie. Accidentally exited the game. Open it back up again. Is anybody besides Ragnoff playing right now, along with us? Or is everybody just kind of watching? Oh, you guys can't see it. The loading screen that's displayed right now is actually a reference to the Octopode transmitter, which we just so happen to be playing a second ago. Oh, I said at some point that I wanted to be a Minotaur. We're going to go with a fighter and a war axe, because my son wanted me to be a Minotaur. So now I can finally say that I actually did it. Minotaurs can get a bonus attack with their horns, but they can't wear helmets because of the horns. I think also we have, like, cloven feet? No. So I guess we could probably still wear boots. I thought we couldn't wear boots because of the way our feet are. You can hit Shift A to view your, oops, that was a really cool looking shield. View your physical traits. Sweet, +1 shield of fire resist on D1. Done exploring this floor, nothing else cool. What's funny is I think when you start the game, you actually have the option of immediately leaving the dungeon, but you lose if you do, because you didn't. The goal of the game is to get the Orb of Zot, and if you don't get it, you lose. So I think if you leave the dungeon immediately, you just lose. But it's still funny that it lets you. So up here, I'm going to go back to it real quick. Up here there was an altar to an unknown god. This can happen where you find an altar and it's unidentified. If we pray at this altar, I think we get a bonus 2 piety right away. We just don't know what the deity is going to be. I'm going to go for it. We're going to YOLO. Trog, so we are now a berserker basically. And we got 1 extra pip, not 2. We got 1, but still. Pretty neat. We're probably not going to go berserk very often. I think, unless I'm mistaken, at some point we might lose control of that, but later on we can call in reinforcements and he'll give us weapons. We probably want to pick up a throwable item, because he will give us ammunition, and he will give us ammunition for whatever we're using. Nothing crazy looking right now. As far as a throwable weapon we want. If we see some poison darts, we'll probably grab them. There's Natasha. Natasha is a cat who has run out of most of her lives, but she's still got a few left, so anytime you find her on a floor, she will appear 3 times. You gotta kill her once, she'll appear again. You gotta kill her twice, she'll appear again. You gotta kill her the 3rd time, and then she's finally put to rest. And there's Sigmund. I'm gonna YOLO and go berserk. And we're just gonna wallop Sigmund. There he goes. A lot of XP. A lot of extra levels there. Starving. Crazy Yoif. We got Natasha, Crazy Yoif, and Sigmund all on the same floor. I don't think I've ever really had a problem with Crazy Yoif. I think especially if you wait till the end of the floor to go after him, you should be fine. I have been killed by Natasha before, which is really annoying. Hang on a second, there's a weird noise at my door. That was freaky. Cat was climbing the window by the door. Just sounded really weird. Oh, I just saw some poison darts. What are these? Microbats. What the heck are microbats? Oh, there was a phase bat too. When? I've never heard of. Oh, this is like a special, like, vampire thing, I think. Microbats, skeletal bats, fire bats. Weird. They're super fast, and they're doing a lot more damage to me than I would like. I'm gonna go up here. We do have fire resist on our shield, so there we go. That was painful. Of course, we went right back. I'm going to do this just to eat. I do want to get those poison darts, though, because at some point, Trog's going to start giving us ammo. So as soon as you pick up one, you'll automatically start picking up the rest. Like, it'll be flagged by your auto pickup. What are these ones? Ghost bats? Oh, they change. Weird. That one was a vampire bat. Huh. There was... Okay, Crazy Yoif. Yof? Do we need a cloak? We'll take it because it's +1. Cool. Actually, we're not. Yeah, we're not done exploring. What else was on this floor? The bat thing is weird. Rune spear. Alright, so nothing we're really interested in. Also, there weren't like a ton of maces outside Crazy Yof's. Yoff? Oops. Didn't mean to hit O there. Grinder. I don't remember. I should have checked out his stuff to describe him, but I really wanted to kill him. I don't remember what his like deal is. I think he just can hit you really bad. Too confused to auto attack. Probably gonna die. Yeah, that's alright. Something was electrocuting us, which is annoying, but you know. So, I want to hear from you guys. Are there any requests for games or requests to return to games, Dwarf Fortress, return to this sometime? Does anybody want to see like some kind of multiplayer stuff? Or I thought I might stream a game called Banished at some point. It's a little bit like Dwarf Fortress in that like I mean, well, in Dwarf Fortress you can definitely have enemies come and attack you, but the main thing that you have to watch out for is like managing your resources. In Banished, there's no real enemies. Mostly the game is about resource management. I haven't played it in a long time. It's kind of an older game at this point, but it kind of fits the vibe of games we've been playing lately. Games I've been playing lately. I'm gonna go for a Centaur Hunter with a short bow. Mostly watching DF. I might do Dungeon or Dwarf Fortress on Wednesday instead of Slay the Spire. Are you going to be available to watch in like the afternoon as opposed to evening like I've been doing? Because I'd like to progress the dungeon that I have going right now to the point of possibly ending it at some point. But if nobody's going to be watching, that'll be a little bit disappointing. See, if I try and go up, you can see the message at the bottom of the screen. Are you sure you want to leave the dungeon? This will make you lose the game. No, not right now. But it is funny that it lets you. We got shafted like 5 steps from the entrance. That's crazy. Okay, I do have a short sword, which I will now switch to. Ouch. Ouch, ouch. Oops. Accidentally closed again. Afternoons are crazy, so I'll probably not stream Dwarf Fortress on Wednesday then. I'll probably just stick with Slay the Spire, which was my original plan. I didn't think that the same viewers would be available for afternoons, but on Wednesday my evenings are kind of occupied. Last Wednesday I actually probably upset my D&D group a little bit. Like I said, I'm prone to stream kind of sporadically, so just check if you're looking for something to watch, check and see if I'm online, because I might be. I'm probably not going to stream a game like Dwarf Fortress unless it's scheduled, because I know that the people that have been watching it are kind of invested in it. You want to see what happens. You want to watch that fortress move along. But I might play something else. We'll see. I might end up starting my Stardew Valley game. I'm gonna go for the Centaur again. I like that setup. I just feel like I got unlucky. I should set up my skill training. Dagger of Protection will actually probably replace our short sword. It's nice to be faster than most of the enemies I run into, being a centaur. So I have a Twitter associated with this Twitch page. It tweets when I go live. I think it still says late night gaming because when I set up this channel I worked nights and I would stream on nights I was off, but I should download that. I should download Twitter and be more active on Twitter. That way people can reach me. I'm also on Discord as Yarvik. I'm pretty much Yarvik on everything. I think the Twitter is Yarvik Gaming. So if you guys are on Twitter, I'm going to try and be more active on that. If you guys want to like message me on there or whatever, ask me what time I'm going live next, something like that. I want to try and make a way to be more reachable If you guys have any suggestions for that too, let me know. Can I wear that ring mail? Because it's enchanted. Oops. Cold resistance, cool. It might actually inhibit our shooting a little bit, but I'm okay with it. We still killed that dart slug in like one hit. Let's switch to the dagger. Man, that worm bite's hard. Probably dexterity is what you want for a bow. We actually ran out of arrows there. That's a bummer. I did post a schedule on Twitch. I don't know if there's an easy way to look at that, but I have scheduled some streams. Right now what I'm doing is like Monday and Friday evenings, and then Wednesday likely in the afternoon. Mondays are probably going to be a wild card. Today it's Dungeon Crawl. That's mostly because it was requested. Wednesdays are probably also going to be a wild card. It might turn into like a Stardew Valley Wednesday thing if that's what I start this Wednesday. And Fridays I think is going to be Dwarf Fortress for a while. Especially if there's a demand for it. It really is going to have a lot to do with what people give me as feedback. Because I want to play what the people want to see. And there's a lot of games I enjoy playing, so I don't feel like I'm really like giving up much of anything. I should back out of this area a little bit, be a little smarter. Yeah, that was good. It's kind of funny, like last Wednesday and then Friday were, I feel like they were pretty successful streams. Had viewers, return viewers, new viewers and followers. But I'm like literally just getting this channel going right now, and I don't like have a whole system going yet. I'm trying to build it as I go. I don't know about you guys, but I had a great time on Wednesday. Control F. Oops, I did Alt F. If you don't know, I have a YouTube channel. Right now it's not very exciting. It just has a few stream highlights. But pretty soon, in fact tomorrow, I'm going to start recording Baldur's Gate that is going to be exclusively released on my YouTube channel, just because stuff there is going to be a little bit more discoverable. It's also not just, it's not going to be things that like are secondary content. It's not going to be stuff that was on Twitch and then I just happened to decide to throw on YouTube. So if you guys feel like watching a little bit of Baldur's Gate, if you don't know what Baldur's Gate is, it's like a top-down roam-around game based in the D&D sort of world. It's a really fun game. It's actually pretty old. I'm going to be playing the Enhanced Edition, which has some added features, well, less features, some added like quests and stuff, and characters that were not in the base game. I did roll the character. I will be playing a gnome fighter thief. I used wisdom as a dump stat, so he's not a very wise person, but he's pretty strong, and every other stat besides wisdom is decent. Control F. Some poison darts on this floor, but we already have a pretty good melee. Actually, how many arrows do we have? 35 arrows. I can go back to using the short bow now, that's for sure. Centaur v Centaur. Burning all our arrows. All my arrows. What was ranged again? It's not A. F for fire. I'm a ranged character and I don't remember how to use the ranged attack. That's funny, he's on the other side. He was on the other side of this bush, so even if I came around to try and melee him, he would have been protected. I do want his short bow of flaming, yes please. We're gonna drop the regular one and rename the short bow of flaming to, or relabel it as A so I can switch. Let's put on those rings. Dexterity and See Invisible, that's a pretty good set for us right now. I want to shoot you before you smite me. Just keep firing down this hallway. Now that we have a bigger stack of arrows, actually we have a huge stack of arrows. That one centaur gave us a bunch. I don't feel bad at all about just like spamming the bow down hallways. Okay, as much as I don't want to be corroded, I don't want to be smitten either. There's a regular scale. We have ring mail, which I think is, oops, I meant to have the bow out, but that's fine if we're in a 1x1 hallway. That's good stuff. They can't even get close. Oh, we did get netted though. Can we not? We can't use a bow and a net. That's really funny. There we go. Oh, he netted us again. Switch to the dagger and just come after him. So nets are really annoying as a ranged character. I bet you can still cast spells, but we're not really. That's another one of my own ghosts. It is the Hill Orc fighter that we were a few runs ago. He looks extremely dangerous. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. We don't want the plate armor that's in there. Is that the entrance to the sewers, though? Oh, it's a collapsed entrance. That's way interesting. So to get to the sewers, I didn't notice we had like a notification that it was on this level, but to get to the sewers, we would have had to fight through a ghost. I've never seen that before. But yeah, I'm not interested in opening that. Firstly, because we would, no, don't fire through the grate. We would have to approach the door to open it, and then he's probably stronger than we are, so. I wonder if we attempt to shoot through the grate, if there's a chance we can get it. Because it'd be interesting if we could kill this moth. Moth of Wrath. Oh, it's blocked, so probably not even a chance. Wow, it was a while before we found anything on this floor besides that, like, first dude. Oh. bow off. A lot more arrows. There's another ghost. There's probably a ghost in there, but we didn't see it when we walked by. We'll go back and look at it in a minute. It's a weird floor. Not been a lot of enemies, and actually a lot of, like, helpful stuff sitting on the ground. There's a fly buzzing around my face. Hey, there's the temple. I don't know what on earth kind of god we want. I know Okawaru is still fine. Oops, and there was Okawaru. I know Okawaru is still fine for like an archery build, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Because he'll just give us like weapons and ammunition and stuff. Oops. Near starving right as I got to the door. Alright, so let's go back and look at that room here. Go. X. The Quaternion's ghost. A Zephyrmancer? What's a Zephyrmancer? Looks like it's an air elementalist. Zephyr. Isn't that like a type of hot air balloon? Staircase leading down. Hiss of flowing sand. Okay, so that means there's a... what is it called? I mean, it's essentially like a mummy's pyramid. Enchant weapon. I'm gonna put it on the bow. I'm just reading to try and get magic mapping. Immolation, yikes. We want to get out of here. So the thing, ironically, is pretty close to where we were before. No, it's not that, because that's an altar. Yeah, it's even closer. Right there. Right, pretty much right where we were standing. I'm gonna get out of here in case one of these dudes explodes. Oh my gosh. A lot of dudes right here. We're just gonna go straight down here. Oh, and we're surrounded. No, don't attack. No, switch. Switch. There we go. Yeah, might die here, but I'm not too worried about it. I'm just gonna run around, oops, to get some health back. Switch to our bow because it's stronger. I forgot how fast we are. To fight recklessly. This is actually going to be really advantageous for us because we're so fast. We can run away. I had not even considered that. It should be like the basis of my build is shoot and run. The Ossuary is what this place is called. Weird. Okay, that was only possible because we had like the biggest stack of arrows. So, cleared the place out, got a bunch of free loot. I think we actually picked up everything here. Oh. Where? We just don't want those. Yeah, I guess that's true. We don't want immolation and we don't want bolts. So, ossuary done. I'm going to eat before we leave. In fact, I'm going to eat again because we're going to get in a fight as soon as we get outside. Let's run. At least get us into a hallway that is more narrow. Oops, I should have gone up here. Okay, now we can just fight like one dude at a time. Fainting. I really need to eat. Near starving again because of that hunger guy. Mr. Zombie. Oh, I died. I was gonna ask if that zombie could get off the staircase so I could get out. Alright, let's do one more gargoyle fighter run. Pay more attention to my skills here. I'm focusing axes and keeping shields on. Wow. First fight we took a bunch of hits. See if we can get our axes like trained up to the skill, maximum skill, which will make us just swing faster. We'll be able to do damage faster. I will take that chainmail. It's slightly better than our scale mail we start with. Done exploring this floor. Nothing notable on it. I'm gonna just focus strength. This is a funny situation. I've seen this before. All these rooms are going to be like one tile wide and have a monster sitting inside. Looks like they're all rats. Oh, this one had gold. It's funny how you can kind of get repeated little things. For the most part, the game is like fully randomly generated, but there are occasionally similar encounters. Ooh, plate armor. That's definitely better than the chainmail we picked up. Get it. It will encumber us a little more because we are not that good at armor skill yet, but it'll just make us hard to hit. Hard to do damage to, anyway. We have 3 potions of might. I have to keep that in mind. I was wondering, because I saw that potion on the ground, I was wondering why it was identified already, but it's because when you are a fighter, you start with a potion of might. Oh, there's a 4th one. Definitely have to keep that in mind as like a an out for fights that we think we can't handle. Is we can might ourselves. That was a fight that shouldn't have been as hard as it was. This, like Dwarf Fortress, is another game that reading the wiki can be pretty helpful. Especially if you can find like strategies for dealing with certain floors or what you should bring into certain branches. Like I said, if you're going to go into Orc, it's good to have a little bit of magic resistance. There's another branch off of Orc, which is the Elvish Halls. You want to have a lot of magic resistance before you go in there. You're going to run into a lot of mages and spellcasters. Done exploring this floor. Vehumit. Big ol' flamey. I don't. Okay, well, we'll fight through here, but we don't really need the Altar of Aquaru. I think again we're just gonna look for Quaslaw. I like Quaslaw as a deity. It's very hands-off. This is like an artifact sword, isn't it? I'm gonna take it because if it's good, it's a Venom sword. It's +6, resist poison, and 2 pips of resist fire. This is kind of a crazy early weapon to get. I'm gonna relabel it as B so I can hot switch to it. Unfortunately, it's not like a flaming sword. It just helps us resist flame. I am going to enable skill training on it. We're going to use this for a little while because it'd be dumb not to. Okay. It should be... oh no. Yeah, that's everything. We can't get to that scroll until we find Quaslaw and come back, and then we'll be immune to clouds. Dungeon 5. Like, we're probably not going to be that great at hitting with this sword, but once we do, it's just going to wreck everything. Just a second, I'll be right back. Interesting. I'm back, by the way. We're at Dungeon 5, and I don't think we've seen a temple yet. I'm going to switch to my axe, because this is a big crowd, and we want to just deal out damage. I probably would have had a better time with this fight if I mited at the beginning. I'm going to go ahead and do it now, because I think I'm actually going to die, and there it is. Should have mited. As soon as all those dudes showed up, I should have mited. That'll probably be the last run for today. This has been Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. Do you guys want to raid somebody? It's very unlikely that someone's playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, but we could definitely check it out. Oops. Almost dropped my computer. Yeah, it looks like it's just me playing Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I wonder if that same guy is playing Dwarf Fortress. Well, there's a few people playing. One guy's got 27 viewers. How'd you guys like to go watch some Dwarf Fortress with me? I'm gonna throw out a last chance to put in any requests. Unless you tweet at me. At Yarvik Gaming, I think is what it is. Let me double check. Yeah, Yarvik Gaming. No space. If you have a game request, tweet it there. I'll try and see it. Otherwise, I think you can probably message me through Twitch to send me things, or leave a comment on one of my YouTube highlights. I'll be right there, son. Go get a tissue and hold it on your nose. Anyway, we'll start the raid. He's even got a webcam. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.